guys, it's Emma again, and I just want to say thank you for all the people who've subscribed so far, and I've gotten probably the record amount of emails and messages in the last couple days that I've ever had before, so I'm really excited that it's reaching the amount of students that I want it to reach. So we're back at it today, video number 2, and this was probably my most requested video, so I thought I'd just get it out of the way and just let you guys know what I'm doing because I'm in it right now. I'm actually step studying right now. So this is my USMLE board step 1, what I'm doing, and my exam is for December. So I will be doing about a 6 or 7 week window, and this is kind of the disclaimer that I want to give to you guys, that this is what I am doing, and I want to make sure that you guys are kind of taking it with a grain of salt because every student's different. I am using only 3 resources. There are people that are using Becker, Kaplan, the fast fact videos, RX questions. And if you don't know all those terms right now, if you're just kind of starting in undergrad or just starting in med school, don't worry about it. You'll be able to pick up all the lingo and there'll be tons of resources thrown at you. And you just have to make sure that you're doing what you want to do. And I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned in med school is that people will tell you what they're doing and you get nervous because you think that you should be doing what they're doing. And then you just have to just take a breath and do you. And I think that's probably the biggest advice I can give to people watching this video right now is that the step 1 is huge. It's probably one of the biggest exams we'll write in our life. Yay. And so just what you need to do is just follow your gut and pick really, this is my thing, is that too many resources can be almost like too many cooks in the kitchen. I feel that spreading yourself out too thin is not a good idea. So what I have chosen to do is UWorld, First Aid, and Pathoma. So we'll just start off really quickly with UWorld. It's an amazing QBank, and I have heard that UWorld questions are very similar to the Step 1 exam itself, and people are even saying that they're almost worded exactly the same and pretty similar topics, but maybe just shifted a little bit. So UWorld, they say, is number 1. You should always be using that. So far I've gone through UWorld once through already, and that's about 2,500 questions. Just because Ross, what they do is we have a comp exam. So we have our MBME comp exam that we have to pass before we can write step 1. So I've passed comp, and so now my step 1 studying begins. So my test date is December 14th. So my goal is to get through UWorld twice. And they say to get through UWorld 3 times if you can, but personally I think that's a little bit overkill. So I will try and get through UWorld twice, and then I will do all my incorrects once. And that's gonna be enough time, I think. And I'll be able to see all the questions numerous times. And I think anything more than that, I think I would probably get burnt out. But again, that's just what I'm doing. So my goal for these next 6 weeks, or about 7 weeks, is I'm gonna be waking up and doing UWorld in the morning. So I would do about 4 blocks from 9 to 1 every single day, and I would do it on random timed. And I say that and make sure that you guys get that, random timed, because if you do it not timed, the time gets away from you and you kind of start picking up bad habits, or you check your phone, or you go to the bathroom. We just make sure that you do it timed and random, because then that will really simulate the exam itself for test day. From 9 to 1, I'll do UWorld. And then what I have done is I've created a calendar actually just yesterday about the first aid pages that I want to cover that day. So from 9 to 1, UWorld in the morning, random, timed, 4 blocks, 3 blocks maybe, but we'll see, but 4 blocks should, about an hour a block, that's what you should be aiming for. And then what I'm going to be doing is reading first aid, and I'm literally reading first aid. So I'm not doing Becker, I'm not doing the Kaplan videos, I'm not doing RX fast facts, I'm reading the first aid. I'm reading the first aid by section. So I'll start with cardio, and cardio is a pretty big section in the first aid book. So after I do my 9 to 1 p.m. UWorld questions, I'll do cardio. And cardio, I took about 3 days in my calendar. That's going to take me to get through cardio, because for me, it doesn't come as easily to me. And the feedback that I got from Ross is that my cardio was not that good, even though I secretly love cardio, and I would love to do an elective on it eventually in the future. So then I just continue, and then I would wake up after I finished cardio and I would do 9 to 1 UWorld, and then I would start on micro. And micro is a really big section of first aid if you guys haven't noticed. I think it's about 80 pages. So I gave myself 3 days to get through micro, and then I just would literally just keep on doing that. And that's what I'm doing. And so for Pathoma, I will definitely supplement that for pathology, because I didn't get through all of Pathoma before I wrote our comp exam at Ross. And I really wish I'd had, because there were verbatim information that he gave us, and it was absolutely amazing. So if you guys don't have Pathoma, please get it. It is great, and I actually haven't used it all throughout Ross, and I did fine with pathology, but I feel like those questions are just a little bit more in depth for the step 1, so I want to make sure that I have all my bases covered. So that's pretty much it, guys. It's not really a big, simple solution. It's really quick, 3 resources, a pretty mundane 9 to 7 p.m. every day, because you don't want to get burnt out. It's definitely a marathon. I mean, you can study 16 hours a day, but is it really going to be smart? Probably not. So get up, do a workout, 9 to 1, read first aid, be in bed by 9 p.m., and then get up and do it all over again. So what I want to make sure to tell you guys is that I'll be doing a practice MBME every other week to track my progress. And I think that's the difference. Like, you can study really hard and hope for the best, but if you're not kind of tracking your progress, that's where a B can become an A. So you can kind of tweak where your weaknesses are. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned throughout Ross, is that you kind of have to target your weaknesses and make them better, and then you can be overall a better student. And because the step 1 exam, you don't want to just pass it. You want to kill it. You want to get the best score that you possibly can, because if you pass and it's a 205, you can't rewrite and you can't retake it. So you want to make sure that you get that 235 or you get that 245 that you want. So thankfully for me, I want family medicine, so it's not like a crazy high score, but at the same time, I'm also Canadian and I'm also an international medical school graduate, so I want to make sure that I get the highest score possible. So what I'm going to be doing is really quick synopsis. So if you're here through watching the whole video, yay! And if you just kind of click the link and to jump to the synopsis, that's fine too, because I know we're all really busy. And we want to kind of get down to it. So quickly, I'm using 3 resources. In the mornings, I usually work out from like 7 to 8, and then I'm going to be doing 4 UWorld blocks, random timed from 9 to 1 p.m. And then after that, I'll take a little lunch break, and then usually from about 2 to 7 or 2 to 8 p.m., I'll read a section of first aid, supplementing with pathoma if I get to the pathology section that day. And that's pretty much it. And then every 2 weeks, I'll do an MBME practice comp just to make sure that I'm staying on track and kind of tracking my weaknesses and obviously strengthening my strengths and making sure that they don't drop. And when my weaknesses come up, hopefully it will be a good score. So that's pretty much it, guys. And then the step 1 is a 7-hour exam, but also with breaks and with a little tiny lunch break in there. So it ends up being like an 8.5-hour day. So mind you, make sure that you're doing the practice MBMEs are 4 blocks. So what I'll do about 2 weeks out, I'll do 7 block days with UWorld. So random timed, take the exact same breaks I would on step 1, kind of get in that routine. I think if I do it a little bit too early, it's going to get a little burnt out. I'm not going to really mimic that test day feeling 6 weeks out. So about 2 weeks out, I'll do a big 7 block days. I'll probably try and get like 3 or 2 done in there, and that's pretty much it. There's one other thing that I wanted to mention as well, is that in the back of the first aid book, there's a little section called rapid review, and I've heard many times as my upperclassmen have taken step 1 recently, is that the day before or the 2 days out, they would just kind of flip through the rapid review section. I've actually heard of a lot of students taking the full day before off. Knowing myself, I probably won't do that just because I will try and get through as much as the rapid review as possible, but they say to kind of just nonchalantly just kind of read through and make sure that you kind of know all the high yield stuff that will help you kind of get to that nitty gritty answer. So that's pretty much it, and I hope that you guys like this video. I know it's kind of short and sweet, but this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing, and I think any more resources or any more really busy days, I think that I would be way burnt out by the time that I wrote the exam. So I just want to say thanks, and you guys have already sent me so many messages, and I've got 35 subscribers, so that makes me really happy. And so if you know any students that are kind of struggling right now or not really too sure what they're doing or need a calendar or not too sure kind of the direction they should go for step 1, please share this video with them. And I'm just trying to help as many people as possible, and I will upload my calendar for the November and December months. I will do a blog post, and I will actually post those photos there that I took actually today. So I printed out a blank calendar. I wrote out exactly what I'm going to be doing that I just said in this video. So I will link that blog post when I do it in the description below. And that's pretty much it. And I just want to say thanks. Bye.